Welcome back. Sorry, I was actually munching on one of my French fries.
Yeah, I was got stuff in my teeth myself.
Oh yeah, the one thing I didn't bring in this week was a napkin to be able to eat. It's all right, I have the paper one here. I'll just use the paper one tonight.
There you go.
I know. It's like we try to do everything so formal, but it's never formal enough, huh? I don't even have my lights on. Wait a minute, because this new lighting I have in my office, you can't tell. I don't have my podcasting lights aren't on. There, now they are.
Okay. Oh, there you go. I can see it. I can
see a little bit, right? I'm changing the lighting up. So welcome to another episode of Like the Way You Drink, ladies and gentlemen. It is episode 136, and it was time for an impromptu party.
Yes. Because that happens sometimes, especially when the co-hosts are sick.
Yes.
Things sometimes get a little thrown out of normal.
So our idea we had for last week would only fit last week, which we're not going to tell you because we're going to redo it next year because it'll fit next year. But every now and then you got to have an impromptu party. You got to go through the house and you got to go, okay, I don't have time to go to the store. My neighbors are coming over. Maybe it's the pandemic. Maybe it's snowing outside. No matter what it is.
That did happen here.
You got to make something up. Yep. What do you make?
We had snow.
You did?
We did.
Oh, we got a little bit of cold, but anyway. But the concept is you know, I mean, if now, granted, in today's world, some of our listeners probably go to the store every week or every day and get their food. I've lived that life where we actually used to go to the store and get our food, like our meat for the night, right, and whatever was in the store, and then some fresh vegetables and cook that night. And then I've been to the point on the other side where we've had everything canned and everything was frozen and we pulled it out and we ate by that.
Right.
All right. Well, in this case here, it was a great idea where we basically said, what do we have? All right. Because it all depends on how you stock up in your house. That's it. That's the whole thing. And I actually have 3 different angles of a drink that I could pull. And that's not all of the drinks I can pull. I do have 3 ready-made drinks I can do at almost all times because I have the alcohol on hand. I have the ingredients to make it. And I don't have to rely on the internet to pull up a card. Right. In other words, it's a brain. I know the drink, right? You know, I mean, the one of them is a martini, which we have almost always have the ingredients for a martini. Always have olives, always have olive juice. Always have vodka. The other one is, you and I have had this a lot, but I pulled it up, and we've got these Bloody Mary cans, and you just add some vodka, and you have a drink.
Actually, the cool thing about the Bloody Mary, you can add tequila, you can add gin, you can add vodka.
You can add moonshine.
Yeah, moonshine. That's another. I'm gonna grab my phone because I ran back from house. And my phone's here somewhere. I just don't know where.
So, but all those things we can do for drink or food. And then, of course, you know, I mean, we almost always have beers or wines.
Yeah.
I still have quite a bit of these Armor IPAs left over from a couple weeks ago. I have the ingredients almost always. I can make an old fashioned.
Yeah. Yeah. Same here.
I mean, because there are the one main drink that we have. We almost always have bourbons and whiskeys in the house if we want to just do some sipping.
Yeah, and that's why I always have my big
always
cube.
Have your large cubes, yeah.
And then of course my regular. So those are things that and sometimes we have more stock than others. This time, of course, I was like it was hard to choose, so I decided to go with an American dry gin because I had that already, and so I'm like, okay, I'm going to do that. But I had also my local Freeland Spirits, the Old Tom gin that's open. So this is I was like, okay, this one's open. And so, but the other one that I got, it's supposed to be citrus forward, and so I'm like, okay, well, I got other gins. I didn't want to use Botanist this time around, so I'm like, okay, it's going to be between Freeland and the other American dry gin that I have. So I got options.
But then what did you pull up for some food? I mean, because, you know, Well, everything I have ready made in my house every week. I always have a steak in the freezer. I can always grab a steak out, all right, thaw it that morning and cook it. I can potatoes. I have potatoes. I have tater tots. I have full potatoes. I can do a baked potato in the microwave.
Yeah.
I have pierogies. I almost was going to do the pierogies tonight because it's really something I love and enjoy. But I decided later.
Almost did that. Yeah.
We got a new air fryer for Christmas, so I air fried the there. Something else we have in our house almost always, and we make it almost every week, is we make some sort of salad. And it's just in a big bowl. You grab pieces out and you add a dressing and go, right? And it's a lot of is like there's shredded beets in here, shredded carrots.
You can put steak on it. You can put shrimp. There's so much you can do with the salad. You can put beans, make it vegetarian, kidney beans, some white navy. There's so many different things you can do.
But
absolutely.
That being said, you know what we made for dinner last night?
What was that?
I was not going to do it on today's because I wanted to do a special episode with it. Is we threw together a chili yesterday. And it was probably one of the most fabulous chilies I had in a long time. Of course, one of the things we like in our house in chili is venison meat. But anyway, there's something else that I have in my closet that it's about this time of year we're all starting to store these things in our closet. All right. It's the one,
jam, some kind of jam. You reminded me I have freezer jam.
Freezer jam. No. This here is a true addiction. And our drug dealer shows up about this time of year every year. What am I talking about? Girl Scout cookies.
Yes, Girl Scout cookies.
And of course, I've got the two best, Thin Mints, all right, and Samoas. Those are the two best. All right. If you disagree, that's your problem, not mine.
Do you throw your Thin Mints in the freezer?
Yes. Got to do the Thin Mints in the freezer. The Samoas, though, are still, they've become, Thin Mints used to be my favorite. Samoas became my favorite. All right. But truthfully.
So, when I was in junior high, Tiffany, she was my drug dealer in junior high. That was Tiffany. Actually, the Girl Scouts put her through college. And I would always buy a box of Thin Mints for about a week to a week and a half, depending on where I was on funds. Because back then, I think they were like $2.50.
Yeah.
For the box, and I would eat the whole box. I would share a few here and there, but I would eat the whole box in one day. That's how much I really like Thin Mints. And then I stopped eating them after that. But I haven't had the drug dealer this time. I haven't put in my order. But one of the things I do have is chicken soup.
Oh, no. And do you have a ready-made that you can throw together, or do you have a canned that you keep in?
No, I don't. I do not do canned chicken soup. No, I make my own. This one actually, my neighbor had made, and he had made way too much, so I got 2 of the containers. So it's got all the goodies in there, things that I don't even put in there. The other thing was leftover steak, so I chopped it up, and then the other thing, of course, that I had little tomatoes, but the other thing, which was kind of just serendipitous, one of my clients decided to send me a care package, and I forgot the chocolates at home, but it had all the other goodies. So pepper jack cheese, that's so cute. The olives, the Kalamata olives, they come in the little baggie. They were like flattened out, which cracked me up. So I have the olives. I have a summer sausage, and then some roasted water crackers. So in a box.
I have tons of them. By the way, I have tons of them and sausages. I didn't even think of that. Like,
I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, when am I gonna do a spread? And so I'm like, you know what? That's what I'm gonna. Because they last if you don't open it, they last. And I had it there, and I was like, that's what I'm going to do. I had other things that I could have done, but this just sounded so yummy. And I thought, I'll finish my steak bites with some tomatoes and then the olives. And so I forgot I do have the freezer jam in here that was given to me. And so I could also do freezer jam. That was a gift. So I thought that's kind of fun. So that's how I came up with mine, just happenstance of what I had. So, but I was like going, oh, and this pepper jack, I took a bite of it. It's got a kick to it.
I mean, yeah, it was a good idea that you threw out yesterday to say, hey, let's do it this way. And I mean, I don't think we've done this. And we might have done something similar, but you've got to be able to throw stuff together anytime.
Right. And then the liquor I keep on hand. I do have gin. I do have vodka, whiskeys, bourbons, scotches. I think I still have a little bit of rum and vodka. But I figured I'd go with gin this go around because it's not something I normally would do.
Oh, wow.
I thought
love the air fryer.
I inherited an air fryer and I'm still trying to figure out how to use it. I sometimes will do okay and other times I don't. And the funny thing is I pulled out my martini glass, but it's because I don't have a coupe glass. And I thought it'll look pretty in a martini. So that's why I have that one. But I do have the stuff to make a martini. I'm choosing not to make one this time.
I know. To me, it's like the martini. Really, I made the Bloody Mary because it was something I can do. Because I almost was going to just pull out a beer, but I'm like, I'm going to have the stuff here to show both.
Beer and wine, always have on hand too.
Mm-hmm.
So this particular gin is supposed to have a citrus forward. I still pepper in there. The berries that they use, they're supposed to be very pine forward. That's supposed to give it the aromatic. Oh, wow. Oh, it is citrus forward. Especially with the pepper jack cheese.
Yeah.
It pulls it out. It absolutely pulls it out. I made this, this is a simple syrup. This is a honey syrup.
Okay.
4 parts water, 1 part honey. So it was 1 cup of water and 1/4 of a cup of honey. Is it Subi honey? That's what I'm using. So I thought a bee's knees would be a good one. Because the last time I had a bee's knees that my friend Amber made me, it was kind of a drizzly day like today. And it just was like just on point. And I really liked it. So I thought that's going to be the one. And then there was another one, a Collins was another one that I thought, okay, there's options that I could do when it comes to the gin. One that was kind of fun that I thought, okay, I might make that one because it was Pennsylvania punch, but it's Pennsylvania with 1 ends, the way it was originally spelled in the Constitution. So I thought that would be kind of fun, which is 1.5 ounces of American dry gin, 1/2 ounce of lemon juice, 1 ounce of orange juice, 1/2 ounce of the honey fruit, which is this stuff that's right here, as well as Aperol, or you can also use Luxardo instead of Aperol if you don't have Aperol. And I thought that one would be a fun one to do. And of course, that one, you fill it with club soda. So that's another way to do it. And then you garnish it with an orange peel. This is pretty good. Now I want to see how that gin goes with my soup, because it apparently went very well with the pepper jack. But how does it go with soup?
So I cheated on my salad dressing because I have some raspberry vinaigrette.
Okay.
But believe it or not, we've made simple dressings to go on our salads. We have tons of vinegars, that balsamic vinegars that we have. We always get when we go out. We always have some, lemon juice and olive oil. And you can just throw the 3 of them together, shake it up into something in a shaker, and pour it on your salad. And it's a great, healthy salad dressing. So goes with that. Okay, I got to throw something together real quick. I don't have time to go to the store to get ranch. Let me whip something up.
One thing I do keep on hand is the powdered ranch.
Mm-hmm.
That is always on hand. So I can make I can make a ranch dressing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, a Thousand Island, I can make a Thousand Island usually because I have the ingredients. Cocktail sauce is another one that I usually can also make just because I have the ingredients. But yeah, those are, but yes, a vinaigrette is the easiest type of dressing that you can make with ingredients you have on hand. And then you can put any herbs that you want.
Mm-hmm.
Have some rosemary or thyme. Maybe sage would be a little strong. I probably wouldn't recommend sage, but some oregano. So now you have an Italian vinaigrette, so just something, or dill. If you have some dill, if you are using dill, they'll make sure that you put it in your hand and then you brush it as it goes in, because what it does is it breaks it up and it just releases all the oils and the aromatics that are in the dill. It makes a world of difference when you put it on a salad, because I love adding dill to salad. I just will pour it on here and I will, kind of like pepper, putting it on there. That's kind of fun. So this particular one, I almost like, it's a Dutch courage. And I thought, okay, this is going to go well with this one because it's barrel rested. Luco does have a barrel finished gin. And I thought, well, then the Tom Collins here will go well because it's barrel finished gin, 2 ounces, 2 dashes of Angostura bitters, 1 dash of orange bitters, a half an ounce of your honey syrup. You mix that all around, you do the hokey pokey, and you serve it with an orange twist. And you put it over a rock glass over fresh ice. So that one's an easy, fun one to do. That can be done, so there's so many options. If you have the stuff in hand, I usually do keep my bitters. I always have orange bitters, as you can tell. It hasn't gone very far, even though I do use it. But when you're only doing a couple of dashes, my Angostura bitters, or aromatic bitters, I always keep those on hand. I have others at home. I have some. These are what I have here. The others are, I keep them at home. I have a lime one. I have other options, Angostura, and I also have at home. So there are a few options. But this barrel aged does go well with my steak. I want to know if it goes well with my summer sausage. Hey, Roger, how you doing? See Roger. Sent us a hello. But it's not letting me post it, so I'll let you do that.
Oh. It must have been on your comments because it's not in the comment.
Yeah, it says hi, Tim and Gladys, but it is not. It's not popping up. That's weird. Sometimes the things we can do. Oh, he's doing it under mine. Got it. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the summer sausage goes well with both the dry gin as well as the barrel aged.
Yeah.
So it's but I think I'm going to make, I can't do the Dutch courage first. I have to do that one second. So I'm going to put that one aside for now. I want to try the other one. So what do you think? Pennsylvania punch or bee's knees? What do you think? And do I have tonic water? What do you think? Bee's knees or Pennsylvania punch?
Do the bee's knees.
Okay. That'll be a fun one. Bee's knees, that one's also simple. 2 ounces of American dry gin, 3/4 lemon juice, 3/4 honey syrup, and a lemon twist. You measure, you throw it in, shake, 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 do the hokey pokey, and strain into a chill coupe glass. So since I don't have a coupe glass, we're going to go with martini glass instead. This here. Yeah, the smell of this one is absolutely delicious. It reminds me a little bit of Trail Distilling because they also have a citrus forward. They have like an American dry gin, but then they also have a citrus forward gin that I really like. So that was kind of a fun option. Lemon juice, which I do. use my. Oh, I do have a juicer. I don't know why I didn't just use the juice. So if y'all didn't know, if you don't have a juicer and it's not coming out, stick a fork and then squeeze and just go up and down, and it'll help you juice the lemon. So that is one way that you can juice a lemon. And yes, I did do this as a kid. I did juice a lemon by just using a fork. And I remember making a margarita mix when I was in Guatemala and hand juicing lemons, limes, and oranges. It was very difficult. It was a pain, but I did do it. And that is not enough lemon juice. So use a little bit more. Good thing is I have plenty of lemon. And actually, for once, I have fresh lemons. One of my friends gave me fresh lemons from their home tree, and then I had just bought lemons at the store, so I had plenty of lemon juice this time. That's fresh, not out of the container. So, all right, let's see if that gives it enough lemon juice.
Yeah, we almost always have fresh lemons that we can slice up. To do my Bloody Mary, I actually just had my daughter slice up one of our limes.
Okay.
No.
And then using the honey syrup, again, 4-to-1 ratio on the honey syrup.
And this weekend, one of the things we did was start doing our plants, a mini greenhouse type thing inside. To start doing a lot of our own plants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is when did you actually plant, and when do you expect to harvest?
In years past, we've bought our tomato and pepper plants from the garden store, the farm store. This year, we're trying from seeds in the house, and we planted them yesterday. It'll be, months before we'll get tomatoes off of them, but we're trying to plan out a garden. I bought the lumber to build the racks between them so I can have trellises that crawl up now.
Okay.
And then in a few weeks, I will build a watering system that'll come down and trickle. That all I have to do is I'll have a timer that I have to put water in the barrel.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then beside our garden, I will get, for this year, I'm probably going to get just a pop-up type greenhouse to be able to grow certain things inside once they start growing, and then I move them to the greenhouse in the house. But the idea is we got enough space back there. I want to plant a bunch more gardens. So,
well, nice.
I have a neighbor up the street that his whole backyard's a garden.
That'll be a fun one. Oh, that'll be a fun picture to post. The blue coat American dry gin. Oh, we're going to leave you in suspense with that one, or should I give them the history of the blue coat gin? What do you think? Or save it for next year?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you want the history on blue coat gin, or should we wait till next year to give them that information?
I think we do that when we both can do it, because I want to taste that blue coat. I don't have any.
That was supposed to be last week's, hence why I had it.
Uh-huh.
And I wanted to try it. I did not want to wait. I'm like, I'm not waiting on this one. I'm having it.
Are you confident? You're confident we're gonna have the same thing next year, though?
We'll figure out when we can have dry gin again.
Because our concept changes depending on who.
We're always changing things, y'all. We come up with different reasons why we pick what we pick. So
Our concept we had for last week will change next year depending on who. Remember?
Oh, Super Bowl. So it all had to do with the Super Bowl, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
the Chiefs and the Eagles. And
the Super Bowl champs, the Philadelphia Eagles, almost wished I would have bet Craig now.
Right. Well, my friend Mark usually listens in. I don't think he's listening in. Otherwise, he probably would have chimed in on the comments by now.
Yeah.
So I think he might have taken the day off.
Anyway.
So I saw this little video where the guy was trying to prank his wife that they had extended the football season, and it was going to start. She's all, well, wasn't there 17 games? Are they adding one more? And he says, oh, no. We're now going to have football year round, so it's going to start in April. And she's all, April? She's all, I feel so sad for you. And he goes, for me, mind you, he's wearing a Dallas Cowboy jersey. And then she says, well, yeah, you're just going to be depressed for 11 months out of the year with the way the Cowboys play. And I was just dying. I'm like, oh, my goodness. Yeah. And in case y'all didn't know, in case y'all did not know.
Yeah. Believe it or not, I don't know how I made friends with her. She's a Cowboys fan.
I know, right? I think I reeled him in before he had the chance to find out. And after he found out, he's all, dang it. It was too late. He was already committed to the podcast and he couldn't just kick me out.
Because since you and I have been doing the podcast, the Eagles have been there how many times? And how many times have the Cowboys been there?
But how many times have the Cowboys won a Super Bowl?
4 or 5. 5. Who's the two teams that beat the Cowboys record?
The Steelers is one for sure. I can't remember the other one. Yeah, I can't remember the other one.
The Patriots. We all want to forget that era. No. I thought Tom Brady made a great announcer for the game, by the way. But this past weekend is something we really could have got into, but I seen a video onto it, and that was this weekend here was the Daytona 500. Another championship type thing. And I seen a guy who did a video who said, basically, I'm done with NASCAR. And he said, I'm done with NASCAR, and here's why. He says, I remember when you used to get the low dollar seats. Well, the low dollar seats are now $100-some.
Wow.
He says, but that's not why I'm done.
Okay.
The reason I'm done is because my buddy called me over and said, hey, come on over. We're going to watch the Daytona 500 and have a watch party. So I go to his house. His wife has out wine, cheese, charcuterie board, and a little tiny TV that we get to watch on. He's like, I could have stayed at my house, watched it on the big old big screen, and had a beer, which is what you have when you watch NASCAR.
That's burgers, dogs, beer.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what you have.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, as foo-foo as I am, and as particular and as much of a princess as I can be when it comes to my liquor, on certain times, Daytona 500 or anything NASCAR, football, basketball, it's sliders, it's beer, popcorn, fries, anything that you can throw on a grill works pretty well. But usually dogs and burgers are the way to go unless you're doing like a pork slider or something like a slider. That's okay. I'm not doing charcuterie board. I might do shrimp cocktail just because it's easy. But yeah, it's got to fit the occasion. Now, if it's the Kentucky Derby, that's very different. Now I'm doing mint juleps. Now I'm doing the foo-foo, pass around charcuterie and, all the dainty food because, hello, and you better wear a hat or a fascinator.
Yeah.
That's funny. This cocktail goes also very well with my chicken soup. That lemon portion of it, of course, goes very well. Honey and lemon and chicken soup. This reminds me of I'm sick and I need something yummy to make me feel better.
Well, interesting you say that, because last week when I was sick, and I want to say it was late. I was late Monday night when my fever broke. All right. And when my fever broke, I got up Monday night and the first thing I went for was soup. Now, Jess, my daughter, had made me a chicken noodle. I didn't go for that. My go-to soup. No, my go-to soup when I'm sick is I want a good Thai, a good Thai like wonton, or maybe a good Thai spicy soup.
Okay, yeah.
A hot and sour, because basically what that soup does is it gives a healing coat. Now one time will give a healing buttery coat, right? The hot and sour will spice up and clean out the sinuses, all right, and bring the airways back. But if I'm sitting home on lunch, I'll do the chicken noodle soup. But my healing soup has always been a wonton soup, and I prefer from a Thai restaurant. It's going to have a little more bite to it.
So one of my good friends, Sylvia, she will drive 45 minutes from where she lives to where I live, because the wonton soup at Wong's here in Wilsonville is the best wonton soup in her opinion. It is absolutely delicious. And it's got all the things. It's got the beef and the pork and the chicken and the shrimp and all the veggies, and the flavor of that broth is absolutely delicious.
I'm getting a helper. He opens the door to the office and walks himself in now. His mama's prepping his bath. Say hi, little boy.
Oh, look at that smile.
Now he's smiling because he knows he snuck into Grandpa's office.
He knows how to get into Grandpa's office. How old is he now?
He is 13 months.
Get him.
So he's a little sick. Otherwise, I would not have him on air for this podcast.
And just so you all know, I saw him when he was like little itty bitty. I saw itty bitty. Cutest little thing. Well, he's cuter now, even though
he's almost walking.
Okay, then. Good job, boy. Good job. Yeah, they go so fast.
So because it's a drinking podcast, I usually don't bring him on here.
Right.
But because he's not feeling well, I'm not going to let him go because he's really will cry if I put him down. So almost all of my calls throughout the week that I'm on, he'll come in and sit. He wants to play with my microphone. There's certain calls that he wants to sit and listen in on. All right. And this is the one call he just doesn't get to come in the office.
Does he know who the good speakers are?
Huh?
Does he know who the good speakers are?
Oh, yeah. So, James Barber, all right. James played the last Phantom of the Opera. Got a great, good, deep baritone voice. And I'm on a call with James every week. And he'll hear James talking from across the house and come running in to get on my lap to stare at James. Listen to him. Okay there, little boy?
It's almost like listening to Sean Connery.
Yes.
You can't just step away.
No.
It's just like one of those voices that just grabs you in. And my friend Ruben, he does a great Sean Connery impression. I might have him do a little video one of these days. I'll get him on Zoom to have him do an impression of Sean Connery having a cocktail, and I will post it.
Go to mama. I know. Go to mama.
He's all, no, I'd rather
he doesn't. No, I know. I want to hang out with Grandpa. And again, I knew she was getting his bath ready, so I didn't want to. If I didn't pick him up, he would have cried.
No worries. That's perfectly fine. And then we got to help out wherever we can, including fur babies. I'm going to be doggy sitting for the next 5 days.
Whose dog are you sitting?
One of my friends.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of dog I don't know what she is. She's a big dog, like big dog. He says she's like 80 pounds. I think this dog is bigger than 80 pounds. 4-year-old, sweetest thing, just like the big eyes and the big ears. And I'm like, okay, well, she's going to go running with me. So make sure I get shampoo and conditioner and detangler because she's long haired. I'm like, because this dog is going to get dirty. I mean, poor little Murray, when I would take him running and he's so close to the ground, when it was wet out, he'd come back so filthy. It's like, oh my goodness, poor doggy. And I throw him in the shower and because that way we get dirty. So I'm like, this dog has like longer hair. I'm like, she's going to be so dirty when I get her out if it continues raining, and it's supposed to continue raining. So we're going to do a couple of runs, and dog's going with me. So, and then of course also has to go out, and even on non-run days, we're going to be out walking and doing our thing. So yeah, so I haven't doggy sat since like November when I was overseeing Murray. So I get some doggy love. I know. I'm a goof. I don't babysit. I doggy sit. If you have a dog that needs to be doggy sat, I'm your girl. Dog's gonna be just spoiled.
I was that way for years. I dog sat everybody's dog. Yeah. Well, I was like the favorite uncle of everybody's dog.
Well, Murray's special though. Murray, I'm trying to figure out my schedule in April because Murray, that boy, since the day he met me, it was like he had known me all my life. He was like, oh my goodness. And Amber, the owner, the mama, is like, had you met him before? I'm like, no. It's like, he doesn't get like this with anybody. And that boy, when he sees me, he will jump. Mind you, he's 30 pounds. He's a 30-pound doodle. Will jump like 3 feet and will jump to try to get me to lick my nose, lick my face. I mean, he gets so happy. And we have our schedule and he knows it already. He's just a really good dog. And he's just like my favorite little fur baby. So I think besides mom and dad, I'm the next favorite person on his list. We won't let grandma know because the last time that I thought I was going to get to doggy sit him, grandma said, I'm doggy sitting him. And I was like, but I want to doggy sit him. So I did not get to doggy sit him and I was very disappointed. So I think grandma was feeling like, well, I want to doggy sit him. Okay. I'll give up my rights as favorite auntie. Oh my goodness, I'm going to have to introduce my friend Amber. She's the one that introduced me to the bee's knees. This is pretty yummy. She makes an amazing bee's knees. I don't remember what gin she used, but I think I'm going to introduce her.
Cool stuff.
Mm-hmm. So how is your cocktail and how is it fitting in with your foods?
I kind of switched between three things because I had three things. Number one, Bloody Mary. To me, I should have had a Bloody Mary with a breakfast foods. To me, it just fits better, right? It goes better with pork than it does beef.
Yes.
Second is I had some of my I forget which one I pulled. I think I had either the Basil Hayden toast or my Buffalo Trace. But I did just a single, neat, no ice, and I would sip on it. Now this goes very well with steak, no matter which one it is. And then
yeah, I got to buy some Buffalo Trace. I am out. So
I have about 4 bottles of it because everybody got me some for Christmas.
Nice.
And then I've opened the IPA. Okay. Which, truthfully, I mean, I'm going to cut on another piece of steak. The IPA goes very, very well with this salad and with these French fries. All right, and it's a mix on potato.
And I
So,
won't lie.
huh?
For me, I don't like IPAs. And the reason is they taste like grapefruit to me.
Yeah.
So if you are thinking citrusy grapefruit, that goes very well with salad.
Yeah.
And it goes great with fries too. Why not? You know, there's so much you can do with the fries that you can put as a topping. But definitely with the salad, because any vinaigrette and that grapefruit portion of it, I think it would go very well. I left my chocolate, so they gave me the Lindor chocolates were in a little blue baggie. There was adorable, and then one of the Lindt orange with sea salt, that dark chocolate. I love dark chocolate. Milk chocolate, I could do without. But give me a dark chocolate orange with sea salt. I'm like, oh, that's really good. I did not grab it, but I also thought I did not think it would go well with today's cocktail. If it had been maybe wine, I think it probably would have gone well. So I'm not disappointed that I forgot it at home. But yeah, it was, this basket was amazing. So Zizi, you are amazing. That's the main contact. They are one of my business clients, and I've been helping them for the last 5 years, and they're just so awesome. They are doing good in the world, helping a lot of. They're in the medical field, and they're helping so many great people, and so they're near and dear to my heart. You know, you got those clients. You know, you like all your clients. They all are doing good in one way or another, but there's certain ones that tug at your heartstrings because they're near and dear to your heart because of the industry they're in. You know, it's like I think of my mama anytime I think about them, you know, and so that's kind of why they're so special. And then they got me this basket, and I was like, thank you. You know, it's like I get home and there's this basket there, and then because I still had to get some work done. And then when I was done, I was like, oh, wait, I got my box. So I opened it, and it was like so much fun. So go to my business page, y'all, on Facebook, and you'll see the pictures of my basket. And I will definitely be sending ZZ the picture, and Walter's the other operations person. I'll send them the picture, and I'll go, thank you for being on my podcast.
I will say this.
Mm-hmm.
This IPA goes really well with Girl Scout cookies.
Samoas or Thin Mint?
Both.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh my God.
If I only liked IPAs. Oh, I did get a couple of new scotches over the last month. One of them I have not tried before. It's an 18-year-old. It might have to come on the podcast at some point. I haven't tried it yet. But I know I have a picture of them. So I got the Belvini 14-year-old Caribbean cask.
Yep.
It's smoky, but not the smoke. Delicious. The other one is a Loch Lomond single malt Scotch 18-year-old. I have not tried it just yet, but that's caramelized apple and wood smoke. So looking forward to trying that one. So those are my two newest scotches. And knowing me, they will probably last me a year or so, because whenever I have a really good scotch, I just a little bit here and there.
I'm ready to retire my night and eat these cookies and drink my beer.
Sounds like a plan.
I never thought I would say, let me have a beer with my Girl Scout cookies.
Now, you also said, I don't like Guinness. And yet
Guinness goes very, very well with some shepherd's pie.
Give you a shepherd's pie during the winter, you will drink a Guinness.
Although I'm betting that Guinness would go very, very well with the chili we had last night.
Right.
You're
just saying.
I can imagine almost a lot of things going with chili.
Yeah, chili's very special.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. All right. I don't know if I should try to make one more cocktail because we're finishing off.
Yeah, we're going to finish it up. So, and I'm going to save the rest of the steak for my wife, and I did get a big steak. All right. It's just, but we buy a lot of the reason we have steaks in our freezer right now is because we bought an awful lot of on sale type steaks at Kroger. I will say, in the coming weeks that when we do an episode with steak, we got a thing from 44 Farms, and I've got a shipment coming on Thursday of beef coming from them.
Oh,
Different kinds of steaks. I think I got a flank steak in there, some ground beef in there, some tube steaks, so some beef hot dogs.
oh my goodness! When I was a kid, I was probably 9 years old, maybe 10. My mama bought a freezer,
Mm-hmm.
and it was packed with beef. That lasted us over a year. All the beef, there was some pork in there, some chicken, but it was primarily beef. We had all sorts of meat. It was absolutely amazing. But I will tell you, on Thursday, I was doing some grocery shopping at Kroger. And as I'm going through the meat department, I was making fajitas I was making salsa and fajitas for a taco night with friends on Saturday. So I bought everything I needed, but I was in the meat department, and there is this gorgeous steak that was just crying out my name in the butcher. And I saw it, and the butcher, she's on, can I get you something? I said, that one. And I told her exactly which one I wanted. And then I got a couple of
and wait a minute, was it that one? As you had your finger pointing, she goes, this one? Oh, that one. This one? Oh, that one. I kept trying to skip over the good one because they knew the second they gave it to you, they weren't going to sell the other two.
Right. So
been down that road.
So she got me the one I wanted. Anything else? And I got two. I already grabbed a couple of lobster tails, and I made myself the most delicious dinner. And I was almost going to bring that on the podcast today, but I had to have that steak yesterday for dinner. It was just a must-have because the way I had cooked it, it was so perfectly cooked. The half that I ate on Thursday was medium rare, just beautiful. The other half, what I realized when I cut into it, was more rare. So when I cooked it, it was still medium rare by the time I pulled it off. And it was like, oh my goodness, that was like the best steak. It was so delicious, so juicy. So Kroger, normally they don't have the best when it comes to like a really good steak, but this was one that I was like spot on. And then I had it with some mashed potatoes and some veggies and the lobster tail. And I was, that was a great date night for myself, just cooking for myself. Staying home and just enjoying it. Absolutely.
Yeah. I had to dig out another cookie.
No worries. All right. Are we done? Y'all, make sure you go to likethewayyoudrink.com to get on our Insiders Club. And do we have do you have any shout outs for today?
Really? Because we waited off from the house. Shout out to my wife for having this stuff in my freezer at all times.
I do have one shout out, Mal at the Canby Liquor Store. That's one that I do have to throw out there. I gave her the history of the Blue Coat American, and she was like, oh my goodness, it was great to know some history. And I told her to listen in, to get the information. So Mal, thanks so much for taking care of me. She's got these gorgeous purple streaks in her hair that look amazing. So that's my special shout out for this week.
Cool beans.
Kroger for having a delicious steak for me.
Yeah, Kroger's. Yeah, I get quite a lot of good steaks from Kroger. Do you remember the episode we did with the prime rib? Was it prime rib we did, or was it no? Filet mignon, no filet, or was it a prime rib? I think it was a prime rib we did.
We did.
I went and got it from Costco, not Kroger. And to me, Costco's even greater. But yeah. It helped me figure out which kind of beef I really, really like. That's just what I'm going to say. Yeah. All right. A lot of these little low-cut meats, all of a sudden, I'm not interested in. I want the good stuff now.
Right? That choice, that premium. Oh, my goodness. Sometimes it is just okay to spend a few extra dollars. It is worth it, y'all.
Well, I mean, I bought 2 12-packs of this from this 44 Farms. I think I got the 6-ounce filet 12-packs, premium cuts. Yeah, I'm like, I want some. I got, and what it is the dealership I bought my truck from. They gave us a $500 gift card.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Well,
I literally bought a $500 meat order. So,
nothing wrong with that.
and pretty much, if it's good, they know they got me hooked. To spend another couple $100 in a few months.
Right.
So, anyway.
We can be princess. We can be a princess when it comes to certain things.
Yeah. Well, no, to me, the one thing I will eat all day long is I'll eat steaks. My favorite chicken is always, a buffalo chicken or a buffalo boneless wings or, something like that, or fried chicken.
Oh, see, fried chicken. I've made fried chicken before. It is so messy. I would rather go out and purchase fried chicken than make it. It's just too messy. But
I would rather go get the whole chicken and either do the whole chicken on my rotisserie or on my grill, spatchcock and cook it. Or to me, I always love. I mean, I remember when I was single, I would buy the Kroger.
Making a rotisserie or making that I'm fine with. It's the fried, like when you're coating it and make fried chicken. That is what is so messy.
Yeah, I buy like breasts and cut it up into pieces to make mine. I do not put a whole leg in there. No, too much splatter. So I'm putting it into small bits to cut it in and do it. And I use lighter. I always do mine with coconut oil. I do a lighter amount of oil. So I can almost get a very, very crisp real quick because there's not a lot of, I'm not deep frying it in the oil. I'm just a little bit of oil in the pan and I'm kind of on and turning it. Right. And I will make a mess, but still I don't soak mine in oil. Yeah. My opinion on how I do fried chicken.
There you go.
All right. Well, let's talk about our businesses who pay the bills on this thing. So start with Gladys, of course.
Hello, y'all. In case you don't know yet, Gladys Boutwell, Insurance by Design. I help employers become employer of choice through providing employee benefits because employees don't care what you do, but they do remember how you make them feel. And when you make them feel wanted and appreciated, they're going to stick around with you. And when they stick around, they will take care of your clients, which means clients will stick around, which means retention. So take care of your employees. If you want to have a conversation, let's talk about it because there are 101 different ways that you can provide employee benefits and attract and retain that quality staff. If you want to have a conversation to see what might suit you, go to enrollnoworegon.com. That's my calendar. That's enrollnoworegon.com. You'll be able to pick a time where you and I can have a half-hour conversation. We can decide what is going to work for you. And if I'm not the best thing, you know what? I will find you a broker in your area. That's Gladys Boutwell, Insurance by Design, here to help you. And this is my co-host.
Hi, guys. My name is Tim Gillette with Simple Easy Websites. In 2023, I decided to create a website company because too many people on my email list said, hey, could you give us an affordable website solution? The only way I would do it is if I did it my way. I believe in the fact that you should do what you do and you should hire other people to do what you don't. So we build websites, we maintain websites. We do not build a website, we do not maintain. All right. So every website we do, we build it, we maintain it, we take care of it so you can go handle your business. And every time you want to change a sentence or move a period, you just text us a message and we change it for you. All right. Now we can tell you how to do it yourselves, but we will make sure your website is always up to date. Your things are up to date. Your plugins are all working and your SEO is working fine. So you don't have to. Simple Easy Websites. Go there, book an appointment with us. Glad to see if we can give you a website solution, even review what you got going on and tell you how to improve it.
I did. He's saying here on my website, y'all.
Yes, I did her website. Anyway. Anything else for tonight?
That is it, y'all. Stay in touch. Next week will be another week of fun cocktails and food and see what we come up with. So make sure you tune in, y'all.
Yep. I promise it'll be exciting.
Always is.
Yeah. All right, guys. Cheers.
Cheers, y'all.